Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Road2Ruta.com. Oh my God, there's so much going on. So much going on. We are currently still giving away one Veri token with every private road subscription. That will end without notice. I've talked enough about Veri. You guys know. If you don't know, go to my past videos. Yeah, anybody holding crypto should absolutely have at least one or more Veritasium, since Reggie has the patent on almost, I'd say 95% of what's going on in crypto. Great monkey wrench for Trump to throw into that pile. Yeah, I think Cliff High's data about Veri hitting 1-to-1 with Bitcoin will be correct. And we're giving away one with every private road subscription. Go to road2ruta.com, click on subscribe today. All right, silver. Dollar days. Hold on. Dollar days. Again, Cliff's data had dollar days. It had $5 days. It has $10 days. Ultimately, silver will be freely traded. I think it will be this year. I can't tell you if it's going to be the coming June timeframe or September, October timeframe. I believe the comics will shut down once it breaks, say, 100. Remember, there's very little, there's no real resistance. The technical resistance would be hit at 50 after it jumps above 36, 37, holds there. Whether or not people will sell at 50, you'd be insane to sell. You'd be insane to sell silver. 180 years of price suppression is about to end. But I do feel like they're going to play some kind of slam game at 50. The weekends will be tossed out into the lake, as Nostradamus says. Imitations of gold and silver are thrown into the lake. And then the rest of us hodlers will just hang on. And then I do see $600, $700, $800 silver. I don't really look at price, though. I look at the gold-silver ratio. And those of you who played that game just recently, bravo to you. Bravo. Gold-silver ratio got up to 105. And historically, that's the most ridiculous thing ever, besides the 2021 130 around there that JP Morgan orchestrated. They also orchestrated the $50 run back in 2011. This is all market rigging, all Jamie Dimon and his band of criminal banking cabal. I've gone through it a zillion times. Go to road2ruta.com if you want to know how it works, why they do it, what's going on, who invented this stuff. It's all there. Now we just sit and wait. It's a beautiful place to be a hodler right now because, yeah, they can click a mouse and put the price of silver at minus $40 like they did with oil. They can also click a mouse and put it at $1 million an ounce. And you still wouldn't be able to get any. Our markets are broken. And those of you who made the move, swapped your gold for silver, are going to be very, very, very happy, especially if you want to get your gold back. I would say starting at about 20-to-1, you might want to swap a few back, which means 5x. You'd have 5 times the amount of gold as you had if you swapped right now. But I do think the price is going closer to 1-to-1, and then we'll settle around 3-to-1. It could, in the extreme, go 1-to-10, where 1 ounce of silver gets you 10 ounces of gold. And I know that sounds crazy, but there is massive amounts of gold out there that we have found, we've hidden. The banks are hiding shit. You know, none of the data is right, obviously, with the Silver Institute and Metals Focus completely screwing up what's going on with silver. Hey, I know I'm preaching to the choir. Is that it? Yeah. Preaching to the choir when I say just get your physical silver and hang on to it. And it's so important that you don't play in any other games. It's in your possession only now. And I've been screaming this for a very long time. And people say, well, you've been wrong. Of course I've been wrong. I do feel like at times I'm, the sky is falling, or the boy that cried wolf. Well, that wolf is at your doorstep, my friends. And you will be vindicated for stacking silver and all your friends laughing at you. And then they'll be coming to you and saying, oh my God, how do you buy silver? I want to buy silver. People chase shiny objects in markets. And yeah, we deserve silver to be freely traded. We can only be free if silver is freely traded, and gold. I do think gold, if it was freely traded, would trade higher. I do. Double, triple. Absolutely. They've created way too much fiat money. But that's not why you want to have your... If you're a precious metals investor, you want to have it in silver. All right. As far as what's going on, the nuts and bolts, it's not a delivery month, but look at that huge spike on the second of the amount of fake silver traded. Remember Nostradamus quote, imitations of gold and silver get tossed into the lake. I think the comics will shut down anybody playing that game, which is, in reality, it's 99% bankers trading back and forth to each other in these crazy markets. And it's rigged, 100% rigged. So you can win this game by getting physical silver in your own possession. In your own possession. All right. And I do think we're nearing the end game. June will be a very interesting month. July. July is a delivery month. We can already see who's short right now, who's naked short. Because there's one bank that's naked short and is literally panicking to get silver for that July delivery. They've probably been told, hey, you're going to have to deliver into some of these shorts. You can't roll them over. And that's Wells Fargo, believe it or not. And we've seen this, and I've talked about it before. Wells Fargo does not have any metal to back up their silver shorts. And they have quite a few silver shorts that expire at certain times over the rest of the year. I think this is all part of the JP Morgan lease to Bank of America, who's subleased to various banks. Wells Fargo got suckered into that. Who's the loser and who's the winner? The loser, probably Wells Fargo and JP Morgan, because they won't get that physical back. And the winner probably is Warren Buffett or Elon Musk, who's taking. Oh, you notice that Elon came out and said, oh, the budgets are blowing out. You don't think Trump told him to do that? Of course he told him to do that. You don't think Trump wants to destroy the banking cabal? Of course he does. I'll be talking to Jenny Moonstone today about what that golden dome might really be. And it's not missile protection. We'll find out, right? All right. So the big taker this month, the non-delivery month, the massive taker, about half of it is Wells Fargo, out of the blue. Why are they taking so much silver? Because they have to deliver it next month. And that will be shown in the data. So far, they've taken, where are they, those little bastards? Obviously, JP Morgan customers are always the biggest in there. Right there, look at that. For the house account, that's 5 million ounces on a non-delivery month for their house account. So it is their house. And you can see that Wells Fargo was not active at all. But you can see what happens. Look at this. The two non-delivery months, 1,200 and 1,300 contracts, meaning they're taking delivery of physical, and then boom, jump right over to deliver it. And they're doing the same thing here. That means they have naked shorts. They don't have the metal. They have to source the metal for the delivery month, for when their contract has to be delivered. I expect them to deliver, let's see, how much did they have left over? Maybe 1,500 contracts next month. And they'll have the silver, but they also have months ahead that are probably going out 10 years. Not 10 years. Say 2 years, that they aren't going to be able to roll over, and they got to pony up. So they got to go in and buy it and then flip it over to whoever's taking delivery. Very exciting times to be in silver. Yes, it's fun to look at price, but the reality is price does not matter. If silver goes to $1, I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to stop stacking. If silver goes to $1 million, I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to stop stacking. I'm not going to change anything I'm doing until we have free markets. And they are coming. This was a big change in this gold-silver ratio because gold went down, silver went up. And it's still at 96 to 1. This is way, way, way over its skis. There's only a couple times in history it's been over 100. And now it's at 94 right now. And you have the opportunity to swap all your gold for silver. Your local coin shop will do it for you. I advise calling Andy Shackman and Miles Franklin, or send them an email, info@milesfranklin.com, and see how many ounces of silver you can get for your gold. Because in a year or two when the gold silver ratio was, sub 10 to 1, you're going to get literally 10 times the amount of gold back. So those of you who have already done it, congratulations. Those of you who are sitting there waiting to do it, what you waiting for? Anyway, I want to show you this. Now, this will shock. If you're not a crypto person, a lot of people like to, I'm just turning it off. You don't waste your time, right? Don't waste your time. Meanwhile, the crypto people are changing the world in the future, preparing to be in a position to benefit off the change from the old system to the new system. What is going to be important? AI. Let's talk about AI. How big is AI? Let's ask Grok. AI spending will be over the next 5 years, $1 to $3 trillion with a T. It will be the most invested in class of asset, which is mainly hardware, on the planet, out of anybody. And who is literally on the brink of being the number one player in AI infrastructure? Theta. Yes, Theta, that crazy crypto that refuses to go on the U.S. exchanges and has massive partners who never talk about what they do. This will be the biggest run-up in the history of cryptos, far surpassing almost everything, probably even getting close to where Bitcoin returns. I remember buying Bitcoin at $100. And here we are, 10 years later, 12 years later, and it's at 100,000. Imagine where Theta will be in 10 years or 15 years, or even 5 years, or even 5 weeks. We do have a huge jump in Theta coming for 2 reasons. And when I say Theta, I really mean Theta Fuel. Theta and Theta Fuel. You want a little of both, but you want to heavily weight in TFuel because that's the money of that architecture system. Theta, it's a great blockchain. And that's what you have Theta for, to control that blockchain part of it. And you'll get, if you stake it, you'll get like 1 or 2%. Nothing to write home about. But TFuel, on the other hand, holy moly. Holy moly. Imagine Samsung and Sony downloading software programs on every device they have on the planet. Billions and billions of devices that can run an edge node and share the excess processing capacity, share the excess hard drive, share the excess broadband. That all of a sudden you have an amazing web of information instantly. And yes, there are a lot of things to think about in that. You are already sharing your computer. By watching this video, you are sharing access to your computer. So a lot of people are like, oh my God, no, I would never allow access to my computer by anything or anybody. Well, you already are right now by watching this. And there are ways to, block it, blah, blah, blah. They can't get into your hard drive unless they change all these protocols that everybody on the internet use to block people gaining access to your private information. And I think there's a list of 20 different ways that they do that. Because it's important. I agree. But by opening yourself up to the internet, you are allowing someone into your system. Anyway, let's take a look at what Theta did in May. Blows away anything anybody in cryptos did. The crypto people are going to kick themselves because Theta is also going on a U.S. exchange, I would say, within 2 months. I would love it to happen before the edge node, the hybrid edge cloud is released, but maybe after. And I don't think it'll go as smoothly. I mean, this is a big changeover, and it usually has some hiccups. So who knows? Maybe the big investors are waiting for some hiccups. I don't know. But nobody's piling into TFuel or Theta yet. And yes, I did swap a lot of Theta for TFuel. And I told everybody that many times. And that was at like 35 to 1, and now it's 21 to 1. Do I think it'll go 10 to 1? Yes. Do I think it'll go the above ground supply, which is 6 to 1? Not 7 to 1. You go on CoinMarketCap, it says there's almost 7 billion TFuel going around. There isn't. Probably 600,000 to 700,000 have already been burned because they burned TFuel with transactions. Imagine the whole world using the Theta architecture. Little bits of TFuel getting burned left and right and center. Really interesting times. Really interesting times. Anyway, so you look at all the cryptos that you guys own. Look at every single one. What did they do this month? Does any other crypto have a monthly roundup of what was accomplished? Now, I'm talking about the utilitarian type tokens, not Bitcoin, which is a standalone, or Litecoin standalone. What did they do this month? Look at Theta. FC Seoul becomes the first Korean pro sports team to adopt the Edge Cloud. More academic adoption. AI labs at Brandeis University and Saskatchewan University begin using Edge Cloud for AI research. Remember, this is just in 2 days. More Edge Cloud adoption by esports legend Cloud9. Theta recognized as a leader in crypto AI space in Grayscale's Artificial Intelligence Crypto Sector Index, number 8. I think it should be number 1. I think it will be number 1. Remember, they're going to spend $3 trillion. If you can do it much cheaper, as in that infrastructure is already there, you think these big companies... Microsoft has already announced that they're going to stop building data centers. And yes, they are part of the Theta group. Everybody's ready for this change, except the crypto people who refuse to look beyond their stable of coins. Because Theta has been hidden for so long, they don't see it. They don't know what's happening. And you gold and silver people who refuse to get into cryptos, it's okay. You're going to do great with your gold and silver. You'll do better with silver than gold, but you're going to get nothing like we're going to see in the rise of Theta and Theta Fuel, especially Theta Fuel. Theta Fuel is the money of the system, if you ask me. And you can stake it, get 7-8%, or run a booster node and get who knows how much percent. Anyway, new technical developments for Theta Edge Cloud. Theta Edge Cloud gains a critical new feature today with support for GPU clusters. This is so Amazon and Google and Azure, which is the Microsoft cloud, can group their GPUs together and go on the Theta network. This is happening. No matter what you claim, oh, cryptos are a scam. Come on, people. How long does it have to go on before you understand? Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe cryptos aren't a scam. Maybe it's not vaporware. Maybe there is something to the security and to the future of integration of cryptos into everything we do. Unless you want to stay with the fiat money dollar, that's fine. That's fine. Go for it. Anyway, Theta research collaboration with Professor Zhao accepted at the web conference. Korea's leading Web3 infra service provider and research platform, Zangul, joins as the latest enterprise validator node on the Theta blockchain. Theta AMA, they talk about, these guys, they're giddy. They're so excited about the future of the network, especially about what's coming up and where they're going and going on. And they said they have a date when Theta and Theta Fuel will go on a U.S. blockchain, U.S. exchange. Some people are guessing. Some people know. I don't think it'll be Coinbase. I'm going round and round. Ultimately, they'll be on every exchange. But this is the first of an important move by Theta by allowing, because of the lack of legal regulatory standards, Theta couldn't allow Theta to be traded on a U.S. exchange. And now that we do have clarification and more clarification, they're going to unleash Godzilla. There's your hint. All right. Again, there's only 20 days left until the launch of hybrid Edge Cloud. I would say probably the release on the U.S. exchange will happen either in June or July. I'm hoping before, but probably after. But it will happen soon. If anything, it goes past July, I would call out Theta Labs and say, you guys lied to us. Because they said it's happening soon. And what does that do? It opens up 330 million people to easily get their hands on Theta and Theta Fuel. You can do it now. go to, like, at the Roto-Rooter we are partners with. You go to the affiliates section, and you go down to, there's Miles Franklin if you want to swap your silver for gold. Caleb Brown. Caleb Brown is a crypto broker that can walk you through buying Theta and TFuel. And there's the affiliate link that you can get a speedy sign up with them. I think everybody should load up before this date. Before, well, it's 20 days. 20 days. 20 days to the beta launch of the hybrid edge cloud architecture. And imagine Sony, Samsung, Google all promoting this Theta partnership that they have. Will it happen then? I don't know, and I don't care. I'm in Theta, I'm in silver, I'm even in Veritasium for the long run. Those are my three big things that I have invested in to prepare for both the crash, which is silver. 180 years of price suppression doesn't end with $50 silver. Not only that, but also you got to prepare for the future, and that is Theta and Theta Fuel. Again, I'm heavily weighted Theta Fuel until the price ratio gets to about 10 to 1 or probably 6 to 1. And then if all the burning happens the way I think it's going to happen with the AI applications, you might even see TFuel running past Theta on a 1-to-1 basis. That's my take. That's my take, and I'm sticking to it. All right, that's all I got for you. I got Jenny Moonstone today. We're going to be talking about what's really going on behind the scenes with silver. Is there another plan? Remember, Jenny called out the bankers have another plan back in 2020, right around 2021, right when it was spiking. I said, oh, yeah, we got them. She goes, no, they have another plan. The plan was JP Morgan leased 1.2 billion ounces to Bank of America, who subleased it and structured it to a bunch of other banks, and they held the price down for the last 5 years. That's about to end. Right now, Jenny doesn't see any new type of strategic change from the banking cabal as far as silver. It jumped out at her last time. This time she's like, I don't see it. I don't see any change in their behavior, which means to me that game, that Operation Silver Slam is over or is ending. So we will find out, right? We'll find out. Anyway, go to roadtoroot.com if you want to subscribe, get all behind the scenes action, all the videos I put out and emails I put out. Hit subscribe today. And for a 1-year subscription, we will send you one Veritasium token loaded on a paper wallet sent to your front door. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later.